Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you love reading, you are in the right place today. My name is Samantha, and here on this channel I just like to make book videos, and today I just want to make just like an introduction video and talk more about who I am, what I like to read, to give you an idea of if you would like watching my videos on this channel. The last few that I posted were some book reviews. I did a book review for First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I did a review for Oathbound by Tracy Dion. I did one for The Most Famous Girl in the World. And I also did a book haul. So those are the few book videos that I've posted so far. So if you're interested in that, go watch them. Today I'm just going to do an intro video. So I'm not talking about one book in particular, but I just want to talk about, again, myself, how I got into reading, who I am, just so we can be book besties. So please stick around and subscribe if you love reading, if you like books, if you like watching people talk about books, because that's what I'm going to be doing on this channel. So first thing, I'm Samantha again. Why I started my channel. So I used to post a lot of videos about books, music, TV, movies, like all of that stuff a few years ago when I was in undergrad, and it was really fun, just like a side hobby. And I privated all those videos when I started working full-time after undergrad, and now I'm in grad school. I've been working full-time for a few years, and I just wanted to get back into it, but I wanted it to be more focused and more central on like one thing, because I love entertainment, I love pop culture, I love music, I love all of that, but books is also something that I really love and I have for my whole life. So I just wanted to start this channel again, but be more book focused and talk about books, do bookish things, because that's what I do in my regular life anyway. So I just thought it'd be fun to put it on YouTube for other people to watch and create a community. So that's why I started my channel again. And what can I bring to BookTube? So I love all the book girlies, and I love watching them either on TikTok or on YouTube. There's so many that I, watch. But for me, what I can bring to BookTube is a regular person's perspective. Like I said, I work full time. I'm also in grad school getting my master's degree right now. So I just have more of like I don't want to say a real world perspective, but I know some of the book talkers, like the big book talkers on here, that's their job, like, is to do content creation in the bookish space, which is really awesome. But sometimes people want different perspectives, and that's where I found myself. Like, I watch a lot of the BookTube girlies, and I'm like, I want someone who's just like me, and that's why I started making videos, because I feel like I'm a regular person. I film on my phone. I don't know how to edit. Like, I usually just do one takes because I don't have any editing software or anything. I have a ring light from Walmart that I bought like 6 years ago. So that's my perspective, and I just want to bring a perspective to BookTube that maybe not is seen on like the major channels, like reading books that maybe not everyone reads or is like super popular. Like, that's what I try to read in my real life. So I don't know, I just want to bring something a little bit fresher, a little bit more grounded to the BookTube space. And why do I love reading? So I've always been a reader my entire life, literally since I was a child. It's just something that I always did as a hobby. When I was younger, I loved reading. Like, when I was in elementary school, I loved reading the Magic Treehouse books. I loved Goosebumps. I liked like the American Girl doll books that came along with like the dolls. I loved those. I loved Junie B. Jones and Judy Moody, like all of those books when I was younger. And then the book or book series that really got me into reading or really into fandom when I was in middle school was actually the Mortal Instruments. So those books, I remember buying them like at Walmart. And again, I was in like 5th or 6th grade and saw them at Walmart, and I had the first 2 books, and they sat on my shelf for a few years, and I finally read them in like 7th grade, and that was what introduced me to like fandom space, internet, like community within the book world. And so those introduced me, and then I read Harry Potter, I read Percy Jackson and the Hunger Games, and the rest was history, okay? I loved all of like the YA dystopian fantasy series like back in the day, that was my time. Okay, I was in middle school in like the 2010s. I was in high school in the mid 2010s, late 2010s. I graduated, so that was my time. That was my prime. Okay, I was around for the original booktube. That's how long I've been consuming book content. So I loved watching Christine Riccio back in the day, Sasha Alsberg. Who else was on there back in the day? Katie from Katie Tastic. I don't know her last name, but literally like I was there for the OG booktube and I'm still here. So that's how long I've been enjoying this space and been a part of this community. So what books do I like to read? Now let's get into that. What books do I like to read? So I like to read, I say I like to read really anything. Mainly I'm gonna read fiction. I do have some nonfiction. I was a history major in undergrad, so I do like some social sciences books and history books, but I don't read them too often anymore now that I'm not in undergrad. But so I mainly read fiction. I love romance. I love like just women's fiction, like contemporary fiction. What else? I love horror. That is really something that I've gotten into in the last few years. I love mystery thriller. I love historical fiction. I've really gotten into Kristen Hanna in the last few years. Now, the one genre that I don't read as much is fantasy or science fiction. Now, I will read some, but I don't necessarily read too much of it. So that is one where I'm like, I'll read it if I'm in the mood and if something really sticks out to me. So fantasy and sci-fi is a little bit. And then I used to read a lot of young adult or YA. I feel like I'm aging out of it. I'm 24 now, turning 25 at the end of the year. So I still read some YA. Usually if I'm gonna reread a series, that's YA. It's one that I've already read before that's, you know, special to me. And then I'll read some YA that it may be fantasy or dystopian, specifically The Hunger Games. I'm gonna continue reading those books if they continue coming out. I love the Legendborn series, that one that is still being written. Even though it's YA, I still am gonna read that. So there are a few series that I like to keep up with that are YA, but I don't read it as much anymore. So yeah, that's kind of what I like to read. Like I said, romance, thriller, mystery, horror, women's fiction, contemporary, some fantasy, sci-fi, some YA, depending on my mood. So genuinely all over the board. So if you like to read any of those genres, you can expect some videos in that space. And lastly, I just want to talk about other booktubers that I personally like to watch to kind of give you an idea of what I'm consuming and what gets recommended to me, because that definitely does influence what I read, either on TikTok or on YouTube. If I see certain books, a lot of the times that's where I get most of my recommendations. So some of the podcasts that I like that are bookish podcasts, I love Those Forking Fangirls. That is with Christine Riccio and Natasha Polis. Those are some of the two like OG booktube creators that I absolutely love, that I've been watching since like 2012 to 2013 to now. So literally like over 10 years. And I love the TBR podcast, Two Bitches Reading. I think it's like a newer podcast, but I really like their perspective and I like their interactions with each other. I love Sarah Crowley. She's like my main like big booktuber girly that I watch. I love her vibe. I like RG Devilship. She reads a lot of like horror and I've been watching her for a while as well. And I love witty novels. I think she's kind of the perspective I want to bring, like someone who's just a regular person, just sharing her life and love of books online. I also love Larry Reed's, Kalila D, Jess Owens, Eden Yanis, Bellatrix, and Jessie the Reader. Those are just a few that I wrote down to kind of like, again, show what I'm usually watching, because those are the people that I'm like taking recommendations from and hearing their perspectives on things. So those are the people that I mainly watch on YouTube. Now again, there's like so many more. I feel like I'm subscribed to like so many, but I don't regularly watch them all the time. So I'll see them in my subscriptions, but I don't always like click on their videos. But these main people are the like booktube people that I watch. And then of course there's people on TikTok that I see their videos that I may not even follow, but I see a lot of book content on there too. But anyway, that is me. That's who I am. Again, I'm a regular person. I'm 24. I live in the South, I have a full-time job, I'm in school, and I love reading. So if you guys like those vibes and you want to be here for that, just to see more like book recommendations, book reviews, I want to do just more like book type themed videos, like reading vlogs or going to the bookstore, going to the library, things like that. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and let me know who you are down below, what you like to read, who you like to watch, what got you into reading, or what brought you here. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.